What is up, boys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be rating and reviewing every sniper in Fortnite, and I'm going to give you my top 3 by the end of the video. But first, let's start out with the brand new, the heavy impact sniper rifle. This, or not sniper rifle, it's definitely not a sniper rifle, but sniper. This is definitely not one of my favorites. It's just, while it does do 138 damage, it's just not worth the, like, it's got too much bullet drop, and it's not worth just having one bullet in there. Like, this thing would be way too OP if it could carry 3, but I feel like they should have toned it down to bring it to like 110, and then you could hold 3 bullets. Like, I think that would be perfect. Next up is the Cobra DMR, and this thing is for all of the people that want like an AR sniper mix, but this is leaning towards the AR side. Like, it only does 44 damage, but it is pretty rapid fire. It does have a lot of ammo in it, and like, I don't know, this was not my favorite. I'm gonna give this one like a 4 out of 10. And the impact sniper rifle is like a 2, but this one is like, I don't know, that's like a 1. Alright, so this next one is a fan favorite, the Bolt action sniper rifle. This thing so far is my favorite. This thing is like this thing has like a very, very fast reload time for having 1 bullet, and it does do a lot of damage, which is really nice. It's just got that satisfying sound when you shoot it. So this is definitely might be one of my top 3. I'm gonna give this bad boy an 8 out of 10. The next up is the Hunter Bolt Action Sniper. This thing is a beast paired with some sort of AR, or even just like this lever action rifle. Like, this thing is probably an easy 6 out of 10. Like, I'm just gonna show you some clips of this bad boy. This thing can literally cook. Like, look at this. That is easy. Like, look at this one. Easy. He's cracked now. And then I probably end up dying, I think. But look at this. I just pull out this one of these bad boys, and it just eliminates them. Alright, next up is going to be the railgun. While it is not a sniper, I just want to see, this is just a long range thing, so like, we'll count as a sniper of some sort. But this thing, oh, I don't really like it. Like, it's good for game modes like this where you can see people's name tags, because the whole idea of it is that you can shoot through walls, but it still only does 99 damage. This is like a 4 out of 10. It's not that good. But next up is going to be the Storm Scout rifle. This thing is pretty good for those DMR people, but they don't like the one where it has 60 bullets and does 2 damage. This thing is like, it does 90 damage per shot for that range. So this thing you could cook with it if you really like a mix of like 60% sniper, 40% DMR. I'm gonna give this bad boy like a 5 out of 10. This thing is not too bad. Alright, but next up is gonna be the suppressed sniper rifle. Once again, another fan favorite, and honestly, this thing's not too bad. I love it how it has no bullet drop, because bullet drop is one of the most annoying things that they've added into the game. But I would give this bad boy a good solid. I give it like a 7 out of 10. This thing is not too bad, not too shabby at all. Next up is, honestly, dude, this thing can literally, there's just one song that explains this. My stick is better than bacon. You can't touch my stick. I don't wanna. Yeah, you want my stick. Literally, he summed it up perfectly. It's just literally just a stick. Like, there's no scope, there's nothing. A lot of people like this. I hate this. This is like a 2 out of 10. Literally, it only does 100 damage. That is it. This thing is literally one of the most iconic things. Like, you will see this paired with minis, shockwaves, the pump, and a scar in every creative map when you first log on to. This thing has no bullet drop, but I don't really like how it takes so long to reload the one shot. I would much rather have the suppressed. I gotta give this thing like a 3 out of 10, to be honest. This thing is not the best, but it does do quite a bit of damage. Next up is the semi-auto sniper rifle. I am gonna be honest with you guys, I'm a little biased. I kind of love this thing. This thing is like, it's like really rapid fire, like an AR, but it's like a DMR, but it does 105 damage. Like, just look at this. Watch me hit this kid. That's 105. Although I got third parties, that's 105 damage from something with like 20 shots. And since it's semi-automatic, it literally, you can just hold it down. Like, you can, like, look at that. It's 105 right there. Look, I can just hold this bad boy down. Watch, I'll show you in a sec. Look, I can just hold this thing down. I'm holding it down right now. Well, not right there. Now I'm holding it down. Look at this. That thing is like pretty rapid fire. Not too rapid fire, but it's literally semi-auto, like it says. This thing might be one of my favorites. This thing's like a 9 out of 10. This next one is like, it's cool. It's got a zoom feature, which is very helpful. But once again, this thing is way more towards like more DMR than sniper, because look, it only does 50 damage, and that is not what you're really looking for in a sniper. This thing's more of an AR. I give this thing like 3 out of 10. It's not that good. It's not that strong, but you know, it's kind of good if you want an AR. But yeah, this thing, I'm gonna be honest, this might be our first 1 out of 10, because look at this thing. This thing looks like the flapjack, and you expect a weapon that's more like AR than anything is like gonna have better no scope, you know, like a little bit more down the middle. No, like, because you have way more shots that do less damage. Honestly, I gotta give this thing a literal 1 out of 10. This thing is horrible. Like, it does 39 freaking damage, and it's just not good at all. Like, look at this. 44, my bad, but literally it's a 1 out of 10. This next one is, it's not a sniper, but this thing, it's okay. I'm gonna give it like a 5 out of 10, because it does, like, it's good, but it just doesn't have like a scope or anything. It's just not, it's good for mid-range, I guess, but it's not good at long range. Next up is, I did play with this. This was like one of my first ever. This is from my first ever season. This is the thermal DMR. This thing, like, it's not that good. I can be honest. Like, even though it's nostalgic, that's only nostalgic for me. It only does 39 damage. It's just like, from that far away, that should at least do 50. But I'm gonna give this bad boy like a 3 out of 10, 3.5. And next up is just, this has got to be the first DMR, bro. It's just called DMR. But this thing, as you can tell by my cranking skills, this thing messes me up, obviously. That's not the record. I normally crank way better. But this thing is, it's okay. I don't really like it, if I'm gonna be honest. This thing's probably a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. Like, it doesn't do very much damage, and you gotta aim ahead a lot. This is what people associate with the GOAT of snipers. Like, this thing does 121, and I have it stock right now. If you mod it, it could have 5 bullets, and the time in between each shot when you're zoomed it's like tiny. Well, not tiny, but it's like a low, like it's pretty quick. So you get a bunch of shots off fast. I'm gonna give this thing like a 9 out of 10. 9.5. This thing is that good. Like, just watch this clip right here. Look at that. Like, but this one can only be summed up with one quote. Like, this thing, like, we already had the Reaper. Why do you need to add this one? This thing's like a 1 out of 10. This can only be summed up with one quote.
I'm not the hero the world wants, and I'm not the hero the world needs, but I am the hero that the world gets.
Alright, so next up is the, like, fire sniper, I don't know, Dragon's Breath sniper. This thing reminds me a ton of the suppressed, because it's literally just a suppressed. I'd give this thing like a 6 out of 10. This thing is not that bad. It's actually pretty good. But like, this next one's the boom bolt, and this thing, I remember, like, I've watched videos that are older like about Fortnite, and this thing was very hype. But I'm gonna be honest, they needed to make the explosion so much quicker. Like, it takes a good 5 seconds, which doesn't sound like much time, but it's a ton. I give that one like 3 out of 10. But I did meet a friend of, like, not a friend like I know, but just made a friend. Me and him have the same Peely skin, and you know, we got the same emote. This fella's a 10 out of 10. This guy. Next up is our final one. This is the grand finale. It's the Storm Scout, which I say grand finale not knowing how good this thing is. This thing was like, I've seen people get eliminated with this thing. It does 90 damage. I'm gonna be honest, this thing's like 7 out of 10. I want to say that's like, this thing is okay, but it's not the best. But your top 3 are gonna be the Reaper, the bolt, the suppress, or the bolt action, and the semi-auto rifle. Thank you so much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button.